Obituaries is next, brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361. Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Edward Bud Ledlow, age 89, died at Crown Healthcare in Greenville on February 21st. Funeral arrangements to be announced by Radley Smith Funeral Home, and I'm believing this is Brother Ed Ledlow. If I'm not correct on this, I stand corrected, but Radley Smith Funeral Home will announce the funeral arrangements. Funeral service for John B. Davis, age 65, of Rockford, will be Saturday at 2 o'clock at Radley Smith Funeral Home Chapel. Visitation tonight, 5 until 8 at the funeral home, Radley Smith Funeral Home directing. Graveside service for Anthony Eugene Tony Kelly will be Saturday at 11 o'clock from Mount Canaan Cemetery, Bishop Maurice Keller officiating. Mr. Kelly died Wednesday at Shelby Baptist Medical Center. Sims Funeral Service, Talladega directing. Funeral service for Betty Jean Simon Lee, age 68, will be Saturday at 3 o'clock from Terry's Mortuary Chapel. The Reverend Robert Duncan will officiate. Interment in the Oak Hill Cemetery. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary will direct the services. Funeral service for Betty Jean Millender McDonald, age 73, is today at 1 o'clock from New Maryland Baptist Church. The Reverend Eric Richardson officiating. Interment in the Millender Cemetery. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Eddie M. Pearson, age 83, is Saturday at 2 o'clock from Community Funeral Home Chapel in Sylacauga. Burial in the Lily Roden Cemetery in Childersburg. Visitation today, 1 until 8 at the funeral home. Mrs. Pearson died February the 18th at her residence, Community Funeral Home directing. Memorial service for Mr. Joseph Pope, age 59, will be Saturday at 11 o'clock from Community Funeral Home in Sylacauga, Community Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Thomas Henry Ragland, age 66, is 1 o'clock Saturday at DeForest Chapel on the campus of Talladega College. Pastor Deborah George will officiate. Interment in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary directing. Funeral service for Hattie Lois Turner Barclay, age 62, is 11 o'clock Saturday at Mount Cleveland Baptist Church. The Reverend Jerry Jones officiating. Interment in the New Maryland Cemetery. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. The family receiving friends tonight, 6 until 7 at the funeral home. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Virginia Geraldine Wall, age 65, of Goodwater, is today at 1 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City. The Reverend Tim Calloway officiating. Burial in the Bradford United Methodist Church Cemetery. Mrs. Wall died February 24th at Russell Medical Center. Radley Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Ann Sargent is today at noon from Earth Funeral Home in Talladega. Family receiving friends 11 until 12 today. Ursary Funeral Home directing. A memorial service for Mary K. Decker will be Saturday at noon from Mount Sharon Baptist Church in Childersburg. Ms. Decker died Monday, February the 15th. Her body was donated for research at UAB in hopes of helping others even in her death. Memorial service for Mr. Scott Anthony Hull, age 53, is Saturday at noon from Jackson's Gap, Alabama on Lakeview Heights. The family invites family and friends to join them in the celebration of Scott's life. Mr. Hull died February 22nd at his residence. Memorial message may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Also, memorial service for Mr. Samuel J. Mason of Alexander City is 2 o'clock Sunday at First Presbyterian Church in Alexander City with the Reverend William McElwin officiating. Mr. Mason died February 19th at Russell Medical Center. The family request in lieu of flowers, donations be made to the First Presbyterian Church of Alexander City, Alabama Funeral Homes, and Cremation Centers in Dadeville directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Betty Jo Nolan, age 78, of Alexander City, is Saturday at 11 o'clock from Hillaby Baptist Church. The Reverend Josh Salmons and the Reverend Jerry Wheely is officiating. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park. The family are receiving friends today from 4 until 8 o'clock at the funeral home. Mrs. Nolan died February 23rd at Russell Medical Center. She was a member of the Hillaby Baptist Church. The family will accept flowers or memorial contribution can be given to the Hillaby Baptist Church in Alexander City. Radley Funeral Home directing. That's a look at obituaries this morning, brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.